Hello, world. It's your boy Uncle Allen. Hoping all is well with you. Coming at you from a somewhat hot outside. I've definitely felt hotter than this, but it's hot. Um, Texas, abortions illegal, no matter the excuse. My opinions and thoughts, and I would love to hear yours as well. Is that ain't right. That's not right. I mean, there's always some exception to some rule somewhere, but nah. I mean, I've known people myself who's had, I think, 5 abortions. Maybe that person might be more like, no, you're cut off. Okay, but if you have someone who's been forced upon and now they're pregnant, you know, I'll use a minor for example, a 13, 14-year old, and it's been forced upon them, and now they're pregnant, and they're forced to go to term. They weren't living the lifestyle that can produce pregnancy. They weren't being fast. They're just a student, possibly engaging in extra, after school extracurricular activities, gymnastics, dance, whatever. All that's about to change now because of a pregnancy that they weren't looking for, that they didn't ask for, and they weren't doing anything to participate in. And now their whole life is upside down, and we're telling them, too bad, give the baby up for adoption, but you're gonna keep this baby. So even if you go to that point in that aspect, up until she gives birth, and even after the fact, her body is gonna change dramatically, drastically change for something that she wasn't even trying to do. That's not right. Because, man, or, the people might say, well, she's 16 or something, she's at a party, got drunk, and whoop de whoop whoop whoop, and now she's pregnant, she had it coming. I would like to see people who say that, to see if they were saints when they were 16, 15, 16, around that age demographic. I myself, I did not go out and drink and get drunk and all other stuff, but, yeah, I wasn't no saint either. I'm not even gonna tell you the little horror stories that come with my checkered past. But if you weren't perfect, why would you expect perfection out of someone else? Especially when you're young and you're just discovering the world. You're bound to make mistakes. Dollars to donuts, you're going to make mistakes. Whether they're in that arena or not, you're gonna make them somewhere to fit in, I'm not saying, how can I say this one simple? Because it's a touchier subject. I mean, if you're using it as a form of birth control, I might be like, practice abstinence, or, use protection or something. Like I said, when you get to the, halfway to double digits, you're doing a little too much, a little spicy on that, a little extra. Because, man, you need to season that a little different, because you're going way too extra. But other than that, it's like you can't make mistakes, and there's plenty of things. I mean, why is it, one, in my opinion, why is the burden on the woman? If a woman is with 10 men, she can get pregnant one time. A man can be with 10 women and then have 10 babies. So why is it always on her shoulders? Because she's the one who's forced to carry this? I don't know. That doesn't quite seem right to me. It just don't. Realistically speaking. But it's just, it shouldn't be this stringent. I mean, there's many reasons why. I'm not saying you should be allowed to or you shouldn't be allowed to, but there's many reasons why things can happen, and just have a straight cut down the middle, no. If people come from a religious standpoint, and say it's murder, blah 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 blah, that gets even more touchier. Me, I am a Jesus follower, and I admit that. read the Bible. I preach the Bible. I teach the Bible. I do a lot of stuff with the Bible. And this is one that I don't have a definite answer for. I honestly don't. If things were forced upon you, be it you're an adult or a minor, and you happen to be forced into that situation and you end up pregnant, rape itself is sin, and people will say, well, abortion, that's murder, it's also sin. Well, me, myself, I don't have an answer for that, and I'm not going to lie and sit here and thus says the Bible or thus says the Lord. No, I just have my opinion on it. So anything you hear from me that says you should be allowed to or should not be allowed to is strictly my opinion. Not all my beliefs, just my opinion. I have kids myself, so I can't fathom abortions because I can't picture my life without my, knee-high whippersnappers, which they're not so knee-high no more. They grow on you, literally. But still, if it's free will, it's free will. Who am I to take away your free will? If you decide to have an abortion, that's your choice. I'm not saying you should, just because you can, but it's still your choice in the end. That literally comes between you and the man upstairs. I'm not in that. It's not my choice, not my body. That's you. That's kind of how I feel about that, whichever way it is. So it's not right, in my opinion. You shouldn't just be forced to carry the term, because I'm willing to bet, and I could be wrong, but it's just my opinion. You being as close as you are to the border, if you're in Texas and you end up pregnant and you can't have your abortion, you'll be like, well, Mexico looks mighty nice. You go down to Mexico carrying, and you come back not carrying. People find ways. I mean, when they made alcohol illegal, what did they do? Prohibition time. People went down to their basements, became chemists, and started making alcohol in cast iron tubs, and boom, you got yourself some drink. People in prison when they get high. There's no laboratories in prison, but they still get high. They still get what they gotta get. People are going to have their abortions one way or another. The only thing we did now was make it more unsafe to get it, because they're going to do it on their own. That's all there is to it. You just made it harder for them to do it. I have no idea how hard an abortion is, how safe or how unsafe an abortion is. But whatever level it is, you just increase the unsafety, the dangers of it. You just increased it. People are going to do it. And I'm also willing to bet the people who passed that law, though, if they have family members and they happen to get pregnant and they want an abortion, I guarantee you they're going to get an abortion and nothing is going to happen to them. Money talks. Connections talk. You ain't connected, you just got to talk to somebody else. A little bit more sketchier talk, but it's still going to happen. So that's my thought on it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it as well. Put it in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. Put it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm kind of figuring out Twitter. But bear with me on that one. But yeah, love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think Mexico's going to have an influx of people trying to get one? Do you think it just should be flat out, nope, you got to carry a term no matter what? I don't care what you went through. I don't care if you're a minor, if you're an adult, if it was forced on you or not. If you're drunk when you were 16 and now you're pregnant, which most of us at 16 were not the best. So like I say, when you're 16, you're going to have your whole life affected for the decision you made at 16. Come on. No, to me that's not right either. I'm not saying you should take advantage of it. Like, I'm 16, I can get pregnant and get drunk. But no, most 16-year-olds I know aren't planning to get pregnant anyway, but yeah. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree or disagree? But in the end, it should be. It's your body. Do your thing. It's your choice. Just know that you might, get... And for me, you should just get counseling after the fact if you decide to do it. Because years down the line, it might, you might have regret. That's my thing. You might have some regret. You know, I could have a child right now, someone who would love me right now. Oh my gosh, what have I done? You might have regret. So have that accessible. But, you know, it's my thoughts. Love to hear yours. Until then, like, subscribe, share. Stay safe. One love. Gone.